getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball.
And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Happy Saturday night, and here we go. Game number 2 of tonight's Elite 8 action to close out this Saturday night, featuring Cooper Flagg and the Duke Blue Devils. A record of 34-3 this year for Duke, as we will be tipping off in under 5 minutes from now. What a game between Florida and Texas Tech, coming right down to the wire with an incredible comeback by Florida. And we'll see if we find another just excellent matchup tonight here. Both of these teams dropped triple digits in the last game. Alabama, 113 points on the board for the Roll Tide during the last game in an NCAA tournament. 25 made threes. That's a record. Mark Sears, big game with 34 points, drilling 10 threes, tied for second most ever in NCAA tournament history. Duke coming off a 100-90 victory over Arizona in their Sweet 16 game. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe for this one. Play-by-play only in the stream. No TV will be shown due to copyright here, so it's play-by-play only. Number 1 seed in the bracket, the Duke Blue Devils at 34-3, teared it up so far the tournament. They've won 14 straight games in a row under head coach John Shire. Number 1 in KenPom and total efficiency rating this season. They're 26-1 with their record with their current starting 5, and they've won 28 out of their 34 games that they played by double-digit points for Duke, going up against the number 1 scoring team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, averaging around 91 points per game. They take a shot, within like the first 7 seconds of the shot clock. They drop down 113 on BYU. They play the fastest tempo in the country out of anybody else. Mark Sears, a walking bucket, averaging around 19 points per game, dropping down to over 30 in the last game. Grab the popcorn. Should be a fun Saturday night between these two teams going at it tonight in this matchup between Alabama and Duke. And welcome in. That was an incredible game during the last one. We got 70 plus already watching, and we haven't even tipped off the basketball just yet. Welcome in Pleasant Hill, Alex, Connor, Snake, Salvador Chavez, Vegas on the stream. Danny, welcome back on board. Scott, welcome in. Nuevo Unlimited, welcome to be back on the channel here for this one. And Hanan Ali, welcome on the stream for this one here tonight going down. And wow, I am so excited for this game here being played. 2 high-scoring units. Alabama averaging 91.4 points per game. Duke averaging 83.6 points per game. Number 12 in the nation in points scored per game for Duke. Duke's defense, though, just been excellent all throughout the course of the season. Top 5 in defensive efficiency this year. They are right now for points allowed for the Blue Devils. That is at around the top 10 in the country for their defense. So they are actually number 6 in the country, only allowing around 61.7 points per game to opponents. For Alabama, it's just simply outscore your opponent. Defense is optional. Alabama ranks at the bottom 10 in the country, allowing over 82 points per game to their opponents this season. So for Alabama, if they come out red hot and doing what they did during the last game, then there's a chance that they could pull this off. But they're going to take on a much biggest team in the bracket here, the Duke Blue Devils. A lot of size, a lot of length, and I think when we look back at this game tonight, that could be the difference maker in this game. Could be Duke's size and length being able to fluster the Alabama shooters. Alabama's going to have to pull up from like 30 feet deep, uncontested, and knock down a bunch of threes to win this game tonight, because against this Duke defense, it's going to be a whole lot tougher compared to how they took on the BYU defense, where they were letting it rain from the perimeter. Tons and tons of threes. An NCAA tournament record 25 they made on Thursday night in the 113-89 win over BYU. What's good, George in the stream? Welcome back in. Shawita on the channel, welcome on board. EJ, thanks for joining in. Jeffrey, welcome back in for this one. Yeah, thanks so much, Pleasant Hill, for finding my stream. Really appreciate it for being a part of the channel once again. Coming on board. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win here, Duke or Alabama. We're just getting started tonight. Haven't even tipped off the basketball right now. We got a bunch of people who's pouring in, almost 100. Let's keep on growing, everybody. Starting 5 looks like this tonight. Mark Sears, Chris Youngblood, LeBaron Philon, Grant Nelson, Clifford Amarui for Alabama, going up against Sion James, Tyrese Proctor, Con Knipple, Cooper Flagg, and also Kamana Malawach, the starting 5 for Duke. John Shire, second Elite 8 appearance in a row for him. 88-21 all-time record since taking over for Coach K at Duke in his third season. 86% win percentage. Nate Oates, 70% win percentage. Second straight Elite 8 appearance for Nate Oates as head coach. Took his team to the Final Four last year for Bama. What's good, Anito? Welcome in. Taking Duke for this one. Thanks for finding my stream. Christian, welcome back in, bud. Yeah, appreciate it, Jeffrey. You guys, the legends here in the stream once again. Yeah, if anybody has any negativities or anything, I just completely ignore it. There was somebody during the last stream, the first half, that it was we kept on just trying to hit delete on his comments because it made no sense. It took away from everybody enjoying the game. Unfortunately, that one person. Here we go as Duke controls the opening tip. Left to right on the floor. Proctor has it around the perimeter. Slides it off to his right to Cooper Flagg. Flagg jacks up the 3 uncontested. Swash! Just like that, Cooper Flagg buries the triple. Cooper Flagg, a 30-piece in the win over Arizona on Thursday night in the nightcap. First possession here for Alabama, going slower than usual right now, already 10 seconds into the shot clock. This team loves to hoist it up approximately 7 to 8 seconds into the shot clock, playing the fastest tempo out of anybody in the country. Duke getting set back perfectly defensively. Right now, Alabama looks to turn the corner at the low block here, tiptoeing the baseline, very close to stepping out of bounds. Alabama, one in the shot clock. Sears, a ridiculous 38-footer, and it hit all glass. It's a shot clock violation. What a start for Duke. Cooper Flagg drills an uncontested 3, sinks it right down the middle, and Duke forces a shot clock violation to the number 1 offense and points scored and pace per game played this season. 14 straight wins by Duke. They're coming into this game very prepared in the opening minute. Still 39 minutes left to go, though. Sion James dribbles around, moves it back to Flagg, top of the key. Cooper Flagg, crossover, dribbles up, drives on Nelson at the low block. Flagg looks around, and we got a turnover charge to Duke here. So Cooper Flagg, yeah, he called in the double dribble. So Cooper Flagg turnover, called in the double dribble there. Ismail, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Peter, welcome back in here, man. Demi, thanks for joining in here. Andrew, glad to have you back in, brother. 18:35 left to go. Alabama off the deflected pass in the backcourt picks it up. This game is being played at Prudential Center. The East Regional Final taking place in Newark, New Jersey. Grant Nelson drives over the top. Lob, and he got stuck in for 2. Tipped in by Clifford Amarui. Off the glass, Alabama with their first pair of points. Duke with possession. Con Knipple, right baseline dribble. Up fake, down low. Too easy. Up and it off the backboard. A lot of space to operate. Alabama forgot to close out defensively there. Alabama bottom 10 defense and points allowed per game this season, but it's basically outscoring opponents. That's why they give up so much. They try to throw down a slam dunk over Flagg. It was no good with a left hand. Off the rim by Amarui. Here goes Duke the opposite side. Knipple, spin cycle. Knipple, jumper, no good. Offensive rebound control by Malawach. Back out to Knipple. He's got the 3. Duke's making it look easy right now. Duke, number 12 in the country in points scored per game. Number 6 in total defense and points allowed per game, with just 61 this season. Alabama drills a 3 by LeBaron Philon. That's a humongous 3 right there for the Roll Tide. Duke with possession. Sion James moves it off to the top here to Cooper Flagg. Duke making it look really easy scoring a basketball right now against this Alabama defense. Wide open 3. Tyrese Proctor, swash. Just like that, an uncontested 3. Some mental gaps defensively for Bama. Bama with the ball, top of the key, Sears. Sears slides it off to his right, deflected, intercepted. Here goes Proctor out to the races, and he soars up and he scores for 2 off the steal and the layup. 13-5 Duke right now. Duke getting set back defensively, not allowing Alabama to play their style, play their game. Sears at the elbow. Flings it across the floor off the foul line. Kick out to the corner. Nelson tries a three. Missed off the rim, no good. Tipped up far side. And a rebound control by Knipple down the near side for Duke. Duke right now with all the space in the world. Proctor at the wing. He dribbles up to the top. Slides it over to Sion James. Attacks the paint. And he moves it over to Flagg. Cooper Flagg. Touch pass out to the top here to Proctor. Proctor, 12 of the shot clock, outside to the far side. Sion James, spin cycle, backs his way, double teamed underneath, got blocked out of bounds. It will stay Duke ball with 7 on the timer. 16-11 left to go in the first. Duke is just shredding this Alabama defense. Thanks for the sub, appreciate it. Chris in the channel, welcome in here, bud. Dee, thanks for joining back in. Hope all is going well. Yep, I got Duke in my bracket. My every single team besides one is still remaining that I took in the Elite 8. I went 7 for 8 for my Elite 8 picks. The only one I got wrong is that I took St. John's over Texas Tech. Cooper Flagg down low, missed the runner off the glass, too strong. Rebound control by Alabama. Here goes Alabama looking to push it. Duke set back perfectly defensively, stole away. Turnover by Phylon as Knipple came up with a steal at the far side corner. Here goes Sion James up the floor. He soars up and he gets fouled. It's on Grant Nelson who picks up the shooting foul. What a start right now for Duke. Alabama having some issues here with turnovers to begin this game. Playing so fast, and Duke well prepared for the fast style, fast tempo. 8-point lead for Duke, plus free throws coming up after the timeout. I have to say, Duke playing against Arizona, that was the best possible matchup for Duke before playing Alabama. Arizona plays a really fast tempo, so that team that they just played with Arizona really prepares them well for an even faster offense, the fastest team in the nation being Alabama per pace of play. And right now, Duke is just, everybody's getting to their spots back defensively. Duke's not letting anybody get to the rim out in fast break transition or zip by them on the floor. Like, it's just perfect defense being displayed here by Duke. That's what I said in the pregame. I think that the difference maker, my personal opinion after this game is done, you look back at the scoreboard in this game, and I think that the size, the length of Duke is going to be too much for Alabama to overcome in this game. So that's why I like Duke tonight. Their size, their length. Every single player in their team is 6'5" or taller for Duke besides one player. And that one player is only like a bench guy that plays like a few minutes or so if he's lucky. So this Duke team is just so fundamentally sound for them, like all over. They're just, it's constructed so well for this Duke team. Whereas Alabama, their method is simply just trying to outscore their opponents. And if you can't play defense, it's going to be tough because Duke is a two-sided team. They play both offense and defense. They're super efficient. And they're a top 10 team in fewest points allowed. Top 5 in defensive efficiency. And right now, it's showing right now, based on the scoreboard, 13-5, doing it on both the offensive and defensive sides of the floor. So we'll see if they can keep it up. Let's see here. ACC for next season. I go with Duke at the top. Usually they bring in constant 5 stars every single year. After that, North Carolina should be much better next year. NC State should be in the mix next year. Since they got Will Wade, they should be in the mix next season. I like to see Wake Forest make the tournament. For them, they've been so close. They've been bubbled like the last 5 years, but unfortunately, just can't break through for Wake Forest. If Alabama beats Duke, then it really opens up the door for the national champion here. And if Alabama goes out and wins this game, I think that very well they could be cutting down the nets to be the next national champion. But right now, yet to have that firepower that they did against BYU. BYU allowed Alabama to just zip down, up and down the floor against them. They were playing like a mid-pack defense around the 150s with BYU in points allowed. Tonight, Duke, number 6 in the country in fewest points allowed for them. And Duke will have 2 free throws here at the line with Sion James as we come back from the timeout. First one's good. 14-5. I remember a couple of years ago, first round, it was Duke against Oral Roberts in the first round. Oral Roberts was a one-sided team. They ranked top 5 in the country coming into that game, averaging like 87 points per game. And Duke just completely locked them up. That was with Derek Lively. Duke locked them up that game. That was not even close. It was something like 90-50 as Alabama just popped up for a 3. Grant Nelson rips one down from the perimeter. 15-8 right now. Alabama 2 for 4 from 3. Duke perfect 3 for 3 with all 3 uncontested threes to start things off. The pass sailed off the fingertips of Malawach. That's a turnover. So Cooper Flagg, my bad, as he says on that pass off the cross-court pass. That's the first turnover tonight charged to Duke. Daniel, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in, man. Or check that. That's their second turnover. So that is actually their second turnover of the night. Sears moves on top. The big fella going to try a 3 for Alabama. Pops up and he hits it. Number 22 for the Roll Tide. It is Aiden Sherrill coming off the bench. The first year out of Detroit, Michigan, who just buried a triple. Keeps his team winning 4. Duke with the ball. Malawach, top of the key. Hand off the Flagg. Flagg drives on Stevenson. At the elbow, rises for the jumper. Deep 2, missed off the mark, no good. Malawach controls the offensive rebound. Had it ripped away, though, as Alabama came up with a steal. That is Mohamed Diabate who came up with a steal. Diabate tries a quick jumper. Misfired off the back rim. A rebound controlled out of the pack here for Duke. Attacking. Dump off down low. And there is Cooper Flagg who scores up and it off the backboard. Nice little dump off in transition there for the Blue Devils. Number 1 with assist with Caleb Foster. First time on the floor tonight. Duke by 4. Sears dribbles up to the elbow, slides it on top, sidestep to the left with a big boy going to take the 3. Missed off the mark, no good by Sherrill. And Alabama going up, they get fouled. So Duke picks up their first personal foul with 14:10 left to go in the first. Foul trouble not an issue tonight for Duke. Last game it was in the first 6 minutes. They got into deep foul trouble between Malawach and Gungba. And Malawach barely played in the first half on Thursday. Yeah, I think it's a really good decision to give him a redshirt year. So a lot of benefits come out from a redshirt year. So you're able to watch everything and really learn around what's going on the floor, especially if you're a redshirt freshman like he is. And next year he should be making like a full impact out there. I feel like some of the best players or so, like in sports, have come from like a sitting out year. Like Patrick Mahomes for the NFL, he sat behind Alex Smith in his first season, learned completely everything, and then got the keys to the offense, the quarterback, the team year 2. The rest is history. It's just like Jordan Love is the most recent quarterback. Green Bay sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and then he started to become a polished quarterback after that. Second free throw is good. Check that. 17-13 we got there. I don't think I put the layup score by Flagg on the board. It's 17-13. What's good, Bradley? Welcome back in, brother. Bounce pass, backdoor cutter, thrown down for Duke. Where is the defense? That was way too easy there. Shoved down by Isaiah Evans as he was able to shove down the dunk. 19-13 for Duke. Alabama circling around. Phelan sends it on top. As Alabama puts up a runner, they connect on it. Aiden Holloway had an excellent game off the bench on Thursday. Just made an impact there with a runner. Duke with possession. 13.5 left to go in the first. Caleb Foster. Bounce pass over to the elbow. Over to Gungba. He hands it off to number 5, Tyrese Proctor. Jumper's good. Connects in a deep 2. Proctor was very silent last game today. Not so much. He is doing excellent so far. Perfect 3 for 3. 7 points to begin in the opening half for Proctor. Had that steal and dunk earlier on in this game. Alabama working their way down low. And the Crimson Tide get called in the travel. So they have put the ball into the net. It will not count, though. Too many steps inside a key. Turnover charge to Jaron Stevenson. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well. 4 turnovers by Alabama, 3 by Duke to begin this game. 6-point lead by Duke, and Duke has the basketball. Mark Sears right now is on the bench. Chance here for Duke to stretch this lead with Alabama's best offensive player on the bench. Pull-up Jay from the parking lot, missed by Duke off the rim, short by Evans. Rebound secured by Holloway out of the pack as Alabama attacks the rack, and LeBaron Philon gets fouled at the rim. So 2 shots here coming up for Alabama. And that is charged to Tyrese Proctor, his first personal foul. Henry, what's good? Taking Duke all the way. Thanks for joining in, man. Check that. This will not be a shooting foul, actually. According to the refs, it occurred before the shot motion. So they will not get 2 free throws off of this. I thought they were going to see 2 free throws at the line, but they put this as an inbound. Alabama off the inbounds. Holloway drives downhill, right over Malawach, missed the layup, no good, too long off the glass. That is over Gungba, number 21. That's what they talked about in the pregame, the size and the length. 6'11", Patrick Gungba, freshman center on the Manassas, Virginia. Alabama just came up with a block, though. Holloway, top of the key, guarded by Flagg, slides it over to his left. Dribble handoff to Philon. Philon at the low block. Philon, ball fake, slides it off to the wing. Aiden Holloway moves on top to Philon. Philon dribbles up, 10 on the shot clock. Jumper, mid-range, no good off the back rim. Flagg controls the defensive rebound. Cooper Flagg under 12 minutes left to go. Push pass in the corner, broken up by Alabama as they come up with a steal. Numbers in transition as well for the Crimson Tide, and they score up and in off the backboard. That is LeBaron Philon, number 0, who scores in fast break transition. 4-point game right now, 21-17. Philon's got 5. Duke will slow it down. Top of the key, Gungba. Bounce pass, backdoor cutter, soaring up to the rim. It's good by Caleb Foster. Alabama mental lapses defensively as Duke just keeps on cutting, and they keep on delivering off of those cuts. Lob down low. Gungba picks up the shooting foul, and we will see Clifford Amarui shoot 2 free throws coming up. 23-17 right now. As we are down to 11-17 left to go in the first half as we've reached the under 12 media break. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams. A lot of people pouring in for this one too, 200 plus. Let's keep on going tonight, everybody. Type in the chat who you guys like to win here, Alabama or Duke. Really good balance by Duke so far today. 7 points by Tyrese Proctor, 5 by Cooper Flagg with 2 rebounds, 5 points by Con Knipple, 2 each by Sion James, Isaiah Evans, and Caleb Foster. This game is over on TBS on TV. Alabama led by Aiden Sherrill. 2 made threes off the bench. He's got 6. 5 points by LeBaron Philon, but Mark Sears is yet to score. No points tonight by Sears after dropping down 34 in the last game. Yeah, thanks for joining back in here, Charles. Isaac, welcome in, taking Duke. Zach here, Auburn fan, welcome in the stream, bud. What a journey for Walter Clayton Jr. Won the game in the final 3 minutes for Florida, catapulting an 18-4 comeback, made 2 clutch threes. Hand in the face, sticking them down. They were down by 10. They came all the way back and won. Started off his collegiate career playing for Rick Pitino at Iona. Yeah, welcome in, Ronald. Thanks for joining in. Duke right now by 6, 11-17 left to go in the first. Winner will take on the winner of Tennessee against Houston in the Final Four next weekend. And Florida will await the winner of Auburn, Michigan State. Once again, Duke shooting the cover off the ball today. 9 for 15, 60% shooting. They made their first 20 out of 22 shots against Arizona in the second half. Only 4 turnovers tonight by Duke. They were averaging just 5.7 turnovers per game in the first 3 tournament games. So playing a much faster style here, going up against Alabama, the fastest pace offense in all college hoops. It's been tougher tonight. Cooper Flagg with 2 of those turnovers tonight. As right now, Flagg is on the bench. First time on the floor for number 18 for Duke coming out of the timeouts. Mason Gillis, who's on the court first time today. First free throw is good by Alabama, who went to the free throw line. It's Clifford Amarui. He'll have his second free throw here. Amarui, free throw number 2, rattled in. A 4-point game. So right now, Flagg's in the bench. Duke with possession. Malawach, top of the key. He's on the floor with Knipple, Gillis, number 3, Isaiah Evans, and there is the big boy. Con Knipple lobs it up over the top for Malawach, who throws it home with a 2-hand slam. 6-point lead for Duke. Alabama with the ball top of the key. Mark Sears back on the floor. He's on the bench a couple minutes ago. Sears has it at the wing. Sears dribbles up to the elbow. Moves it outside to the top of the key here. Handoff, and Alabama jacks up a 3. Missed off the mark, no good. Nelson, offensive rebound, missed off the glass. A rebound controlled by Malawach. Duke up by 6 with the ball. 10:40 left to go in the first. Running the point, this is number 14, Sion James. Sion James on top, sends it over to Evans. Back to Malawach, top of the key. Malawach, handoff James. Off the screen, set by Malawach. James dribbles up. James down low. James up and off the backboard. Good for 2. 27-19 Duke. Alabama in trouble right now early on. Duke playing some excellent defense. Alabama tries a contested 3 at the corner. Bricked off the mark, no good. Missed by Sherrill. Offensive rebound. They'll try another 3 on a deep range pull-up. Misfired there straight away by Holloway. And a tie-up possession arrow goes to the Crimson Tide. Yeah, thanks for the sub, Henry. Appreciate it. No game with a TV screen will be shown due to copyright. Copyright belongs to the networks in charge. Turner Sports, the networks in charge like TBS for this one. It's play-by-play only. Inbound to Alabama midway through the first. Crimson Tide having inside the key. Outside to Sears. Sears getting locked up so far this game. Bounce pass inside the key. Bad pass. That's a turnover. As Duke has the steal with Sion James, and James will slow it down with a comfortable 8-point lead. Duke looking to go up by double digits. Malawach, hand off to James. James around the perimeter at the left wing. Dribbles towards his right. Sion James accelerates at the low block. James, kick out, corner 3, swash! That is good. A bang from the perimeter by Con Knipple. It's a 11-point Duke lead. Duke shooting the cover off the ball right now. 12 for 18, 67% from the floor. Alabama going to play some defense. Achilles heel for them this season. The motto, just simply outscore your opponent. They're in trouble. Phelan off to Nelson. Top of the key right now for Alabama as Sears drives. Deflected out of bounds. Huge rejection by the big boy. 7'2". Come on, Malawach, as he swats that ball away like a volleyball past the cameraman as he shoots that one right to the first row. Duke bringing some physicality with Malawach here on the floor. From South Sudan. Get ready for this big boy in the NBA because he is coming. Alabama shot clock down to 2. They pull up for the 3 and they drill it. That was desperately needed. Chris Youngblood puts his team winning 8 as he was able to connect with a triple. Alabama just 4 for 11 from 3. Duke is 4 for 5. Duke with possession. Knipple, he's got 8. Knipple, runner, no good. Left it short. Rebound control by Nelson. One of the very rare misses in this game for Duke today, shooting above 63% right now from the floor. As Youngblood tiptoed the baseline, Mason Gillis called in the reach-in foul. 4 personal fouls now as a team for Duke. Alabama just 1 right now. Man, this has simply been impressive. Duke looking like an absolute machine out on the floor right now. Just incredible balance. 8 points by Con Knipple, 7 by Proctor, 5 by Cooper Flagg, 4 points by Sion James. Malawach with 2 points and 3 rebounds and a block. 2 points off the bench by Evans and Foster. This Duke team looks like an absolute machine coming through this bracket. Mark Sears, the inbound passer underneath. He has been locked up so far tonight for Sears. Hasn't been able to get anything going. 0 for 2 and no points by Sears. And that 3 by Alabama missed off the rim short. Attempted by Phelan. Duke with possession. Proctor on the floor alongside Flagg, Malawach, Sion James, and Con Knipple. Knipple comes off the screen, shoots the 3 at the left wing, off the Beckham, no good. Nelson controls the defensive rebound. Grant Nelson on the floor with it. Mark Sears, LeBaron Phelan, Aiden Sherrill, and number 8, Chris Youngblood. Nelson, guarded by Proctor here at the left wing. Nelson, hand off to Sears. Sears, 8 minutes left to go in the first. Still looking for his first bucket today in this game. Sears gets tied up. Possession arrow, Duke. Con Knipple. An incredible first year he has had. He ties up Mark Sears off the drive inside the paint. Con Knipple gives Duke the possession arrow off the tie-up. It's Duke ball coming up out of the timeout as we take the media break with 7:57 left to go before half. Simply impressive right now for Duke. Alabama, number 1 scoring team in the nation, averaging 91.5 points per game. Limited to just 22 against a top 5 defense and defensive efficiency. This Duke team, just so balanced. So balanced. Yeah, Nelson looks like he's healthy. He's out there grabbing rebounds. He is the team leader in rebounds right now. He hasn't scored, though, either. So 2 of the main players for Alabama, they have yet to score. Nothing by Mark Sears. He's got 3 turnovers now. Nothing by Grant Nelson. Alabama with only 1 foul. And Duke hasn't gotten into foul trouble. That was an issue against Arizona. It was them against the refs in the first half. Malawach and Gungba had multi-fouls, 2 each going into halftime. And yet they were still able to escape with a victory. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. Thanks for the update there, Jeffrey. Appreciate it, man. 72-61 looks like for the Celtics right now. Duke is shooting 60% from the floor, 12 for 20. Holding Alabama to shoot just 7 for 20 at 35%. 6 turnovers by Alabama, just 4 by Duke. Duke, 14-6 points in the paint. And Alabama struggling from 3, just 4 for 12 from 3, 4 for 6 by Duke. Hey, welcome in. Spoon on the stream back in. Thanks for joining back in. This has just been really impressive by Duke. So Duke will have a chance here to go up by double digits. They've done that once. They were up 30-19. Right now, Alabama's in trouble. They've had a lot of mental lapses defensively. Duke slipped a couple backdoor cutters past them for easy scores. Like, they're in trouble right now. Okay, 30-22 as we're about to get back to action right now. Duke an 8-point lead, and Duke will have the basketball. coming out of this timeout huddle. Alabama just 4 for 12 from three-point range tonight. They went 25 for 51 against BYU, an NCAA tournament record in most made threes in a single game. But going up against this Duke team, they cannot go up and down the floor like they did against BYU. BYU ranking 150 in total defense. Duke ranking number 6 in the country in fewest points allowed. Missed quick three by Duke. Sears pull up Jay straight away. Missed off the rim short as the rebound got pulled down by the Blue Devils with Sion James. Knipple inside the key. Spin move. Knipple scores plus the foul. And one coming up for Knipple. He's got double figures now with 10. Everybody talking about Cooper Flagg this year. Knipple been outstanding as well. Having a great freshman season. He's also a 91% free throw shooter. Leading scorer of the game already with 10 points tonight by Knipple. Free throw here by Knipple. That is good. 33-22. Duke's making it look so easy. King of efficiency out here on the floor. Man, they're shooting like Nikola Jokic efficiency level out here. 60% from the floor right now. And Alabama having a tough time stopping it. Nelson at the top. Dribbles towards his right. 12 on the shot clock. Grant Nelson now towards his left around the perimeter. Hand off the Phelan. Shot clock's down to 8. They love to hoist it up early in the shot clock. This is not themselves. Shot clock down to 4. Got a launch, and Nelson off balance. Launches a deep 2 over Sion James. No good. Flagg rips it away. 2 players underneath the hoop converge. Go down onto the play here. Flagg up the floor. Flagg powers his way for an easy layup. That's a layup line right there. It's 35-22. Cooper Flagg might have got poked in the eye in the back end of that play. Nate Oates not happy what he's seeing here as he burns the timeout. Yeah, Cooper Flagg just got poked in the left eye. Malawach got tangled up with another player for Alabama, Muhammad Diabate, underneath the hoop. Referees let it play on as both of those guys were out of the play, fell down, and then Cooper Flagg just went straight to the rim with an easy layup. 35-22. This is getting out of control right now. Oh, boy. Yeah, remember a couple years ago in the tournament, first round game, Duke took on Oral Roberts, and everybody was talking about Oral Roberts is going to pull off a big upset over Duke. And then Duke silenced all the critics, and they won something like 90-50. Those metrics, obviously Alabama plays in the SEC, so the strength of schedule is totally different, but the metrics in terms of the points scored per game and the points allowed per game are pretty similar to one another. Oral Roberts 2 years ago came into that game averaging like 88 points per game or something like that, top 5 scoring unit in the country, but their defense was horrific at the bottom 10 in the nation and points allowed for them, and they got burned. And right now this is very, very lopsided. This is just a full layup line here for Duke. Just getting whatever they want at the rim tonight. 61% shooting on 14 for 23. And Alabama having a tough time connecting at 7 for 22. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. I thought that this would be much more competitive considering Alabama had put up an NCAA tournament record 25 threes, but you got to factor in the styles of play that those two teams were playing. BYU wanted to tap into the similar style and just zip up and down the floor with Alabama, whereas when BYU played Houston this season, Houston locked them down because Houston would force misses, control tempo, slow down the game, and crush them by 25, 30 points. And right now, Alabama doesn't have that other team to zip down up and down the floor with. If it was Arizona, we'd have a back and forth game to the final whistle. Arizona would definitely love to play into that style, and they'd zip down the floor right with them. But Duke, everybody's getting back set defensively, getting stops, getting rebounds, and making shots, making it look real easy out there, just as easy as you can get from point-blank range. Efficient looks. $35-22 right now. Well, if Duke comes out of this, they're going to get a really, really different opponent. compared to what they've got in the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. They're going to go up against a premier defense coming up in their next matchup if they do end up winning this. Mark Sears locked up tonight, 34 against BYU, drilling 10 threes. Tonight he has 0. 6'1" Mark Sears looking like Peyton Pritchard out there tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder as Cooper Flagg swats it out of bounds. Another block by Duke. I talked about in the pregame the size, the length for Duke is going to be too much for Alabama to overcome. You get a 6'1" guard that's the leading scorer on your team, Mark Sears, going up against everybody else who's 6'5" or taller, just going to get locked up. It's like Peyton Pritchard, who balls out 40-point game against the Blazers, 28-point game against the Pistons, 0 against the Thunder. He just gets locked up when you have everybody in the backcourt who's 6'5", 6'6", going up against Lou Dort and SGA. They just lock up Pritchard, a 6-footer. That's what it's looking like right now out of Mark Sears. He's getting locked up by the Duke backcourt in this game. Yeah, I'm from Massachusetts, so I'm not too far away from Providence. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, my college team I root for is Providence. I'm like 20 minutes away from PC. And Duke turned it over. A bad pass there, looking for Malawach cutting behind the defense, but couldn't sail it properly to him. Yeah, I work with a couple of D1 schools too, so I do a broadcast for ESPN Plus over at Brown and over at Stonehill, which is a new team, their third year in D1 right now. Missed corner 3 by Alabama, rebound control by Cooper Flagg. Up the floor with Sion James. 6 minutes left to go in the first. James lost it. Turnover. Back-to-back turnovers here by Duke. Eurostep downhill and over Cooper Flagg. It's a layup scored up and in off the glass for Alabama by Darion Reed. They do go with a taller player, 6'8" front court guy out of Grovetown, Georgia. Top 15 recruit coming into this season. That's a big layup to cut it to 11. Coming off the screen, that's Proctor. Floats it up over the top. Malawach throws it down with a two-hand slam. Wow, that was a tough one to grab as well. Malawach with authority. Second alley-oop jam of the night. Holloway at the top of the key. Slides it over to his right to Phelan. Holloway with a deep range launch, and he sinks it. Down by 10 right now for Alabama. That's a humongous 3 by the sophomore Aiden Holloway. Mark Sears right now is on the bench. 5:06 remaining before halftime. This first half has gone by quick. Barely any free throws or fouls at all. Alabama perfect 4 for 4 at the charity stripe. Duke is 3 for 3. 5 personal fouls by Duke and only 2 by Alabama. Alabama usually commits a ton of personal fouls. Malawach right now is on the bench. Gungba comes in to replace Malawach. Duke with possession. Caleb Foster, bounce pass. Flagg has it, takes the jumper, no good at the free throw circle, and Gungba picks up the over-the-back foul. So Gungba now picks up his second personal. Mark Sears back in the game. No point still for Mark Sears. Sears, Holloway, Nelson, Stevenson, and Reed. The 5 on the floor. C is the open trailer. Two-handed flush thrown down by Grant Nelson. That's the first time that Duke has had a mental collapse in a play defensively. Wide open slam dunk for Grant Nelson rolling to the hoop as Duke forgot who to cover there. John Shire not too happy as he will burn a timeout. Alabama getting back in this one right now. 4:33 remaining before halftime. Couple of mental lapses defensively, uncharacteristic ones for Duke. Wow, prayers out to you guys out there in Texas. Yeah, the weather was very odd today. So I'm from Southeast Mass. I'm like 20 minutes away from the Rhode Island border. Today was 38 degrees where I was. 38 degrees, cloudy, and sprinkles was where I was, but like an hour west over in Connecticut, it was 70 degrees. We had this random like backdoor cold front that covered the entire state of Rhode Island and Mass. Up in Boston, it was like 35 degrees. If you go all the way up to New Hampshire, they're getting freezing rain and snow tomorrow and ice. New Hampshire is going to get down to like 25 degrees tomorrow. They got like an ice storm tomorrow up towards like southwest New Hampshire and into like southeast Vermont tomorrow. It's crazy. And then it was like 75, 80 degrees in New York City. It's crazy that a 3-hour time change there was that New York City is like 80 degrees, and where I'm from over towards Providence, Boston area, it was like couldn't even reach 40 today. 37-29 right now, so we're down to 4:25 left to go before halftime. Proctor, bounce pass over to Flag. Flag dribbles up inside the key. Flag floats up the shot, missed off the glass, too strong. Rebound controlled by Alabama. Yeah, we're not supposed to be getting any good days for a while. Check like the 15-day weather forecast in my area in Mass. Everything's below 60 for the next 15 days. Missed shot there by Alabama at the top. Duke running the floor right now. Flag at the elbow. Across the floor finds Proctor. Touch pass to the corner off to Knipple. Step back three. Takes it. Off the rim. No good. Rebound secured by Holloway. Both of these teams in a scoring drought here. Carly, Alabama. Only 29 points. Puts up an average of 91 this season. Phelan drives downhill right on Proctor. A nice dump off over to Grant Nelson. And he throws it down with a right-handed flush. 6-point game all of a sudden. Alabama on a 9-2 run. Start to wake up here. Duke with possession. Alabama starting to challenge shots at the rim and making stops. Flag dribbles up to the free throw circle. Now inside the key. Tough left-handed hook shot. No good off the glass by Cooper. Flag offensive rebound. Controlled by Duke though by Malik Brown. Out to the wing. Duke hoist up a three and they bury it. Number 1, Caleb Foster. 3 more bench points there for the Blue Devils. 9-point lead for Duke, down to 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Alabama tries a three with Darion Reed, missed off the mark, no good. Ripped away by Cooper Flag on the defensive glass. Flag sends it outside. Brown across the floor off to Proctor. Proctor dribble, drives, attacks the paint, goes up, gets fouled. And 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Tyrese Proctor. We got ourselves a ball game right now. Alabama playing much better compared to the previous first 12, 13 minutes where Duke was just cutting them up defensively. Right now, getting together stops and getting themselves back winning 9 right here. So we reached the under 4-minute media timeout. 2:42 left to go before half. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. John, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. You actually slept on the lawn at Brown. That's great, man. Yeah, the campus is so nice. Where the athletic facilities are, they got like a quad there, and they have like all different types of buildings for the athletic facilities that they have across from one another. So finally, we get ourselves a great game out of this. It was really concerning. This was looking like a blowout for a while. Con Knipple, 11 points, leading the way tonight for Duke. 7 points by Cooper Flag with 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He's also got a block. 7 points by Tyrese Proctor. 5 off the bench by Caleb Foster. 2 by Isaiah Evans. They have 7 bench points total for Duke. Alabama much deeper. 15 bench points combined for Alabama. 6 off the bench by Aiden Sherrill, who's the top scorer. 5 by Aiden Holloway. 2 each by Darion Reed and Mohamed Diabate. Mark Sears with 0 right now. So he's got nothing. Duke has completely just taken him out of the game. That first possession, Mark Sears pulled up for like a 35-foot three, which it didn't hit rim. It expired as it hit the bottom left part of the backboard, resulting in a shot clock violation. And that's when you knew, after that first shot, first possession, Mark Sears just didn't hit rim on a shot clock violation in the opening minute. You knew that he was going to have a tough game tonight. Yeah, thanks for joining back in, Mel. Appreciate here for being a part of the stream again. Trey, welcome back in. Yes, Cooper Flag is going to go number 1. Question is, will he declare or go back to Duke? That's the question. Some people actually have been putting out videos that he's going to stay another year in college, but I think he's going to go to the draft. It's just the question is, who's going to pick him up? Like, what team gets number 1 in the lottery? If it's the Washington Wizards, yeah, that might be tough there. That might be a tough place to thrive, but if it's the Utah Jazz, I mean, that team could have a bright future in store. Tyrese Proctor here at the free throw line as we come back to action. There's a lot of teams that's going to be in contention for Cooper Flag. Pelicans are one of those teams as well. He split the free throws. 1 for 2 at the line there by Proctor. Philadelphia 76ers in the mix. 2:35 left to go before halftime. Sears yet to score. Has the possession here. Top of the key. Sears towards his left around the perimeter. Dribbles up left baseline. Sears. Bounce pass broken up out of bounds. Goes off flag. NBA, it's the Celtics for me. So I'm from Mass, like an hour south of Boston. I root for the Celtics. College hoops, it's Providence that I'm a fan of. Not a good season for them. I think the head coach is way, way above his head for that job that they got Kim English. 20 losses this year. I think it was like the first time in over 40 years that they had a 20-loss season for them. Sears finally on the board. Buries the 2. Puts his team back winning 8, 41-33. That's his 4th field goal attempt. Finally connects on 1. Bounce pass from Brown over to Proctor. Stayed in bounds. Back to Malik Brown. Up fake by Brown at the top. Bad pass. And Proctor able to save it though in the quarter play. Flag. 8 on the shot clock. Flag dribbles up baseline. Fall away. And Alabama picks up a reach and foul. Nate Oates unhappy about the call here. Might be about possession of the basketball. That was very, very close to going out of bounds. Wow, prayers out to you guys if you live out in like the middle of America there. Oklahoma looks like. Prayers out to you guys where the tornado threat looks like. Yeah, southern New Hampshire is supposed to be getting some severe weather tomorrow, like an ice storm tomorrow. See, I'm from Massachusetts. I looked at the 15-day forecast. I don't even think it's supposed to be above 60 through mid-April. It's been really just brutal recently. Last year too, we didn't have like a 60-degree day until like the end of April, going into the first week of May. Con Knipple missed the shot here from the rim. Going up for the rebound. According to the refs, he picked up the loose ball foul. Huh. Yeah, not really much there by Knipple at all. So Alabama with possession. 1:40 left to go before halftime. An opportunity to cut into the deficit. Top of the key with Aiden Holloway. Holloway, crossover around the wing, finds Sears at the top. Sears, 15 on the shot clock, drives inside the key, sends it outside. Holloway jacks up a 3, left it short to rebound, tipped by Proctor, tipped up in the air, the run out. Here goes Duke with it up the floor, Caleb Foster. And give credit to Alabama, their defense came back in transition, able to get their feet set. Foster playing with physicality as Phelan was defending him, and Phelan picks up the reach and foul. That's now number 6 as a team for Alabama. Both teams with 6 personal fouls. Wow, stay safe out there, Trey. Thoughts and prayers out to you guys out in Mizzou right now. Yo, weather's been quite scary recently with some severe weather. Inbound here for Duke, top of the key. Check that. That's 5 fouls by Alabama. Knipple lobs it over to Malawach. Malawach at the low block. Malawach puts up the shot. He scores. Up and it off the backboard. 10-point lead right now for Duke. Final minute left to go before halftime. Malawach with 6 tonight. Mark Sears at the left wing. Sears towards his right, still around the perimeter. Hand off to Chris Youngblood. Youngblood attacks the paint, and Youngblood scores the layup. Knipple not playing defense there. He could not get out in front of Youngblood, who just attacked him as he was playing defense from the side. Cooper Flag, 10-second differential shot clock and game clock to close out going to halftime. Flag has it, edge in the midcourt logo. 15 in the shot clock, 23 in the game clock to close out. Cooper Flag at the top. Flag dribbles up, drives downhill to the rim. A Flag soars up, gutted to go, plus the foul. That is a strong bucket right there by Cooper Flag, and one awaits with a 10-point lead by Duke. Sees the opening, soars right up over number 22. In the process, Aiden Sherrill draws the contact, gets the and one, finishes at the rim. Strong drive and basket by Cooper Flag. That's why he's going number 1 overall. Playing through contact. This dude right here, Cooper Flag, he just plays with another intensity, another level. He plays with that it factor. Free throw is good. And he's only 18 years old. He turned 18 back in December. His first month that he was playing, he was 17 years old. He reclassified a year earlier. 10 seconds left. 11-point lead for Duke. Sears, down low, shovels it underneath. Nelson scores, up it off the backboard. And Duke couldn't get a shot off in time as we close out, go to halftime. 46-37. Duke by 9. Mark Sears. Ability to play make underneath to Grant Nelson. Mark Sears with 4 total assists. So even though he's only had 2 points so far in this game, he's been able to play make with 4 assists, which is the game leader through 1.5 tonight. Man, this Duke team just an absolute force. Con Knipple with a really solid start. 11 points by Knipple, 10 by Cooper Flag with 5 rebounds, 2 assists and a block. I would say that Cooper Flag's the best one-and-done player if he does declare for the draft. One and done in Duke history. I'd go all time. I would go with Christian Laettner. I've heard the comparisons are Victor Wembanyama-like right now for Cooper Flag. Like, so somebody actually asked me this question. I think it was last night. Will Cooper Flag be Zion Williamson? Well, there's some big differences between those two. I mean, Cooper, he's got that it factor. He's got that drive. He's determined. He's motivated. Zion, not so much. He's not sticking to the health routine to make him a proper athlete, to have that stamina to compete at a high level on the floor. He just can't stay healthy, can't stay in shape for Zion, missing more games in his career than he's out on the floor. I think he's missed over 50% of his games in his NBA career. He's missed more than half of the games than he's, for the percentage, more than 50% of the games that has been on his schedule that he's missed and played in. Yeah, just an ultimate competitor. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far that he's going to be the next LeBron, but he's going to be really good. Right now, Cooper Flag, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block tonight. Alabama yet to have that guy that's been able to take over, unlike Knipple and Flagg, who's out to a solid start. Leading scorers got 6. That's Grant Nelson, 6 by Aiden Sherrill. Yeah, Duke shooting the cover off the ball. 56% shooting, limiting Alabama to 40%. It was a full course layup line at the start of this game. I have to give Alabama credit. Their defense has done much better compared to what it was like the first 10 minutes. There were buckets made at a constant rate for Duke. Right now, points in the paint in favor of Duke, 24-16. Largest lead, Duke got out to a 13-point lead at one point. Oh, what a game. Florida ended the game with an 18-4 run. Walter Clayton Jr. hit 2 massive threes in the clutch. So what happened with like 2 minutes left is that Florida hacked Texas Tech. Texas Tech got into the bonus, 1-1 bonus, and they missed the free throw. Florida got the defensive rebound. Florida raced up the floor, took a 3 by Walter Clayton Jr., and he buried it. That 3 cut the lead from a 6-point game to a 3-point game. And then Florida did the same thing all over again. So the first free throw that was missed, they hacked an 80% free throw shooter who missed the free throw for Texas Tech. They did the exact same thing next possession. Florida hacked a 70% free throw shooter. And then it was JT Toppin who went to the line. He missed the 1-1 at the free throw line. Florida comes up with another defensive rebound. Walter Clayton Jr. went to the rim, circled backwards, traded a 2 for a 3, and he drilled it. That tied the game. It was insane. They were down by 10 points with 6 minutes left, looking like they had no signs of life, and they closed out the game on an 18-4 run. Walter Clayton Jr., those 2 massive threes, gave Florida all the life they needed to propel them to the win. Just an insane game earlier tonight. So Florida, in the Final Four, they come from behind. They beat Texas Tech 84-79. Looked like they were cooked. 6 minutes left, down by 10 points. It looked like they were done. Texas Tech took it to them physicality-wise. Darion Williams, he torched them for over 20 today. It looked like he was setting the tone of the game like DJ Burns last year for NC State. Like, that guy is built like a tank, Darion Williams, and he was powering his way down low constantly. And Florida didn't have the answers defensively to stop him. And then Texas Tech all of a sudden can't hit a shot. And Florida, again, just able to get themselves out of a jam and come all the way back and win. Like, that was sensational. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Yup, Florida is that good. Winner of this game will face the winner of Houston, Tennessee in the Final Four. That's going to be a totally different game compared to if it's Duke. It's going to be a totally different style compared to what they're mostly used to. They're going to face like a really, really physical defensive team coming up next. Yeah, Duke's faced a lot of bad defenses for them. Faced Mount St. Mary's, Baylor, Arizona, Alabama. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a great game. That's going to be an all-out war. The over-under for Houston, Tennessee is in the 120s. tomorrow. Here's the low-key factor about Houston. Houston did not play well yesterday against Purdue. I thought they should have handled them rather easily. The over-under for this game is at 123.5. Houston's the number 2 team in the nation in three-point shooting percentage. Their threes were not dropping last night. They had a tough time from three, but they got guys shooting the ball above 40% from three on their team. L.J. Cryer, Emmanuel Sharp, Milo Zuzan, all those guys are 40% plus three-point shooters this year. Uzan shooting 45% from three. Yeah, Tennessee is mid-pack for them in three-point shooting. They're 168th. So they're like a mid-pack three-point shooting team. Houston's going to have to find their shot tomorrow to win that game. L.J. Cryer had 6 threes against Gonzaga. They did not do a good job yesterday converting on their threes. Yeah, that's actually not that bad. 9 for 23 yesterday. They must have hit a bunch of them late in the game, because when the stream finished between Auburn and Michigan yesterday, joined in for like the final 8 minutes or so, and there was a lot of commentary about Houston not finding their shot throughout the game. Wow, Milo Zuzan actually went 6 for 9. It was Cryer who was well off. So Cryer went 2 for 13 yesterday, 1 for 5 from 3. Just 5 points last night. That doesn't happen too often there. So Milo Zuzan was the guy who helped Houston in the bulk of the scoring. 22 out of the 62 points came from Uzan last night. Final 2 in my bracket, I got Duke and Florida in the national championship. Will all 1 seeds be in the Final 4? I got 3 1 seeds. I do not have all 4 1 seeds. I did not take Auburn in the Final 4. I actually have Michigan State beating Auburn in my bracket. I was not too pleased yesterday about Auburn. They turned it over 15 times. I'm very, very concerned about Auburn. If they come out, they play reckless once again. That Michigan State team locks up defensively. My concern about Michigan State is that they don't hit jumpers too often. The inability to make jump shots, deep twos, and three-point shots. They're going to have their best game tomorrow for them in that facet. Whatever they make a 3, though, it's a timely 3. That's the thing. They don't shoot a great percentage from 3, but it's a really, really timely 3 that gives them momentum. Yeah, this tournament has been a lot of chalk out there. Barely any upsets like the St. John's Arkansas one. And that's basically it. Barely any upsets this tournament. McNeese over Clemson. Really not much in terms of upsets at all. Drake over Mizzou, but that really wasn't an upset. So was Colorado State. Memphis wasn't even an upset. Colorado State was severely underseeded. Memphis was overseeded. Yeah, this was just like a straight-up chalk bracket, basically. Or so, besides Ole Miss, Iowa State, but you could kind of sense that one coming because Iowa State have been dealing with injuries. Usually those injuries have like a big factor on a team not making it to the second weekend. But yeah, it really wasn't much upsets or so. The 9s came out of the games against the 8s. Baylor beat Mississippi State. Creighton beat Louisville. But those were 2 teams that had more experience with their head coaches going into the tournament. Gonzaga, Georgia was a 9-8 game, which was just a total, complete misjudgment of a seeding that Gonzaga got by the tournament committee instead of a 6. They got put as an 8 for them. And then UConn beat Oklahoma in the 8-9 matchup. Yeah, Michigan State would have to beat 3 number 1s to win the championship. They have a bunch of quad 1 wins, though, for Michigan State. Here's a fun fact. No team has ever won the tournament, losing their last 3 out of 4 games to close out the regular season. Auburn went 1-3 in their final 4 games to close out the season. Let's see here. Michigan State net rankings. I want to see this. Michigan State in the net rankings this year, they went 13 and 5 in the net rankings. So that is number 3 in the country behind Auburn, who's 16 and 5. Houston's 14 and 3. Michigan State went 13 and 5 in quad 1 games. And Michigan, who just lost, went number 4 in the nation in quad 1 games at 12 and 7. Now, the schedule for Duke was so bad in conference play. That's why they're 9 and 3 in quad 1 games, but they get the strongest rank out of anybody. I took Florida in my bracket. I've got Florida and Duke in the national championship. The original bracket that I made, which still has 7 out of the 8 teams remaining in my Elite 8. Only team I got wrong out of the Elite 8 was was St. John's, taking St. John's over Arkansas and then Texas Tech. So St. John's is the only one I got wrong. I got the 7 out of the 8 teams correct in the Elite 8. I took Florida in my original bracket as champions over Duke. I just thought there'd be just the senior experience for Florida. But, I mean, it can go either way. My second chance bracket, I actually went for Duke because I wasn't too pleased that Florida beat UConn by just 2. And Duke was, the opening weekend, Duke was a chainsaw ripping down through the bracket, tearing it up against Baylor and Mount St. Mary's. They looked unstoppable in the first weekend. So my second chance bracket, I actually took Duke over Florida. But my original bracket, I have Florida over Duke. In both of those games, I stand with the combined points being an 83-80 final score, putting the combined at 163 is what I predict. Wow, Christian and all the 1 seeds. Yeah, there's some history about that here. I think it's only happened once. Has all 1 seeds made it to the Final Four since expanding the tournament in 1985 to 64 teams? There's only been 1 instance of all 1 seeds making it to the Final Four. So I took Duke, Houston on the right side of the bracket Final Four, and then left side was Florida against Michigan State. And the knock on Auburn was that they struggled down the stretch, 1-3 in their last 4. I was really concerned about Auburn. Jani Broome hadn't been playing up to his big-time potential earlier on in the season, and right now I'm concerned about the turnovers. They played a sloppy game last night with 15 turnovers. Last time the 1 seeds all made the Final Four was 2008. Kansas, Memphis, North Carolina, and UCLA. And then Kansas beat Memphis in overtime 75-68. Coach John Calipari, was the head coach of Memphis, and they choked that game away and lost in an OT. They also could have had a chance to be in the Final Four if it wasn't for blowing a 16-point lead against Texas Tech. What's good, Victor? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, BYU wanted to play into the style of Alabama and just couldn't slow down Alabama at all. This Duke team is just so good at getting back defensively, and you can see this game compared to the last game, there's a big difference between shot clock disparity. Alabama's having a tough time getting their offense the proper shots. They're going deep into the shot clock. They do not want to do that. Those guys are trained to take a shot within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. And the last game against BYU, Alabama's jacking up quick shots in transition, knocking those down and winning the first 10 seconds of the shot clock, putting up a 113. Tennessee, Houston. That's going to be a great game tomorrow. For Tennessee, they haven't really played any signature defenses for them this year. Yeah, I'm looking down their schedule. Because the SEC is basically all offense. Yeah, they haven't played a signature lockdown defense for them. The teams that they lost to are all they went 2-5 going into that Kentucky game. Now they're 3-5 against the top 5 scoring teams in the SEC. So the teams that they had issues against, the 5 of the 7 losses that they've suffered this year for Tennessee came against teams that could outscore against them. What's good, Andres? Thanks for joining in. Appreciate you here for being a part of the stream. Duke is out shooting Alabama by 16 percentage points right now, 56% to 40%. As we are about to start half number 2 of action. If you're new to the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here. Really appreciate everybody for joining in tonight. 200 plus watching. You guys, the real legends, MVPs out on the stream. And hit us up in the chat who you guys want to win here tonight. Type it in, Duke or Alabama. Cooper Flag coming off a 30-point game against Arizona. He's got 10 at the half. Mark Sears been locked up in this game. 34 points in his last game against BYU. Tonight, just 2 points on 1 for 4 shooting. 0 for 2 from the perimeter. The size, the length, the wingspan of Duke flustering Mark Sears in that first half. So we start off half number 2 of action. Alabama with the ball left to right on the floor. Sears dribbles up to the left wing. They started off the game with a shot clock violation. This time they jack up a quick 3 and they missed it off the rim short. Malawach controls the defensive rebound. Duke with their opening possession to begin half number 2. Right to left on the floor for Duke. It is Cooper Flag, Kaman Malawach, Con Knipple, Tyrese Proctor, and Sion James, the 5 on the floor. Carly starting off the second half for Duke. Flag at the wing. He's guarded by Sears in the mismatch. Spin cycle. Takes him inside the key. Flag here. Covered now by number 11, Clifford Amarui. Flag took the jumper. Missed off the mark. Tipped out to the perimeter as we got a loose ball foul charge to Malawach on the floor. This will head back over to Alabama. So Malawach tried to tip this one back outside, and according to the refs, he was over the back above Sears. That's a tough call going against the big man there. Come on, Malawach with his first personal foul tonight. Alabama down by 9 with the basketball. Sears on the floor. Nelson Youngblood. LeBaron Philon, he drills the 3. A step back 3 for the quarter by Philon. It's a 6-point game. Alabama getting going right now. Philon, he has got 8. Sion James at the top. James, pocket pass, flag, lobs it up over the top. Malawach throws it down with a two-handed flush. Cooper flag, the lob right there over the top to the big fella. 8 points now by Malawach. Sears in the three, missed off the back rim, no good. Tip to Proctor for the defensive rebound. Here goes Duke in the run out. Proctor will slow it down. On top finds flag, pops up for the three, missed off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Alabama by Clifford Amarui. And now Alabama will slow down tempo. Phelan at the top, working on Proctor. Off to his right to Amarui. Puts the ball into the hands to Sears. Sears, 18-20 left to go as he floats up the runner off the back rim twice. No good. A rebound controlled by Malawach. Duke with an 8-point advantage. Next field goal they make, they'll go by double digits. Cooper flag. Top of the key, 20 in the timer here. Flag pushes out towards his left. Wide open three. Proctor bricked it off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Alabama and stripped out of bounds. As Youngblood was stripped, it will stay Crimson Tide ball. What a game here right now. Alabama needing to strive in the efficiency categories. They have been inefficient tonight, just 15 for 40 shooting currently. Phelan defended around the wing of the perimeter, working on James. Moves it off to Sears. Sears crossover, dribbles up downhill to the rim. Floats up a tough shot over Knipple. Missed off the mark, no good. Tipped over to James for the defensive rebounds. Here goes Duke with the possession. Jack, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. Knipple has in the corner. Dumps it over to Proctor. He scores. Up and off the backboard. Good for two. 10-point lead right now. Yeah, my good friend Mike, he sat next to Charlie Baker, president of the NCAA at the Providence tournament games last weekend or so. He told me anytime you want to talk to Charlie Baker, NCAA, any events you got over there for the NCAA, I'm going to give your name out to Charlie Baker, former Massachusetts governor, and he'll help me out with that, he said. First 3 minutes of action here in the second half. Sion James bounce pass to the top. Over to Tyrese Proctor. Proctor, lob off the glass, too strong. Looking for Malawach rolling behind the defense. Here it goes back over to Alabama. Mark Sears with possession. Sears dribbles up to the elbow. Inside the key now. Bounce pass underneath. Alabama trying to throw down a flush. And Amarui missed it off the back rim as Duke controls the rebound. Here goes Cooper flag. Shooting onto the cannon with a huge rejection by Grant Nelson. As Grant Nelson stuffs Cooper flag at the rim. Corner three. Got it. Mark Sears. Bang, bang. A triple. 7-point game. Mark Sears' first made three of the night. Credit to the defense by Grant Nelson, blocking Cooper flag at the rim, transitioning now over to offense for Alabama. 7-point game right now, top of the key. With Sion James, lines it off to Knipple. Knipple, low block, puts up the jumper, open up the bank, cha-ching. He gets the two. What a game. Con Knipple's got 13 below the 16 media break right now. Top of the key with Phelan. Slides it over to Youngblood. Youngblood comes off the screen downhill. Youngblood scores. Up and off the backboard. Got it to go. And an and one coming up here by Alabama by Chris Youngblood. We'll take the under 16 media timeouts. Play of the night. Call up Bristol, Connecticut. And tag the Sports Center desk for SC Top 10 on that one. 52-45, Grant Nelson blocks Cooper flag at the rim. Breakfast tomorrow, #1 play on Sports Center. Make sure to get that on tape. Send it over to Bristol, Connecticut, folks. If I'm the SID of Alabama, I am cutting up film right now, sending that over to Sports Center ASAP. So if you're out there and you are the sports information director of the University of Alabama at Tuscaloosa, you are tagging Sports Center, ESPN Top 10, right on Twitter. Get that right over to the Sports Center desk. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. If you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams. A lot of good competitors for tomorrow in the Sports Center Top 10, but that goes right over to at ESPN Assigned Desk. It is called hashtag capital S, capital C, capital T, lowercase o, lowercase p, 10 on the hashtag. Hit us up in the chat who you guys want to win here tonight, Duke or Alabama. Man, that was a phenomenal block by Grant Nelson. 4 blocks as a team by the Roll Tide. Duke tonight with 3 blocks as a team. Malawach with 2 blocks. Flagg has a block. Nelson has a block for Alabama. A block by Youngblood as well. Amarui has 2 blocks. This is the game where the big boys are showing up to play big boy basketball. Alabama's winning reach right now. If they make another big 3, this can ultimately change the scope of the game. I think we're looking at, if they can get this within 4 or 5, then there's an opportunity there right now for Alabama. Duke, we'll see if they can continue to shut the door like they've done tonight. They led as many by 13, but it's getting a little bit too close right now. 7-point game at the moment, 52-45. Alabama's going to have free throws as well. We come back from the timeout here. This will be 1 shot at the free throw line. It's good by Chris Youngblood. Okay. So, and 1 was made. 6-point game right now. Duke with possession. Knipple at the right wing perimeter. His big man rolls up to the hoop and dunks it through. Just an absolute incredible athletic presence running the floor. 10 points now for Kaman Malawach with another alley-oop jam up on the rooftop. Alabama with possession. Top of the key here with Sears. He's defended by the big boy Malawach around the perimeter. Gives it over to Nelson. Nelson covered by Flagg. Oh, huge collision. Cooper Flagg takes the charge. Offensive foul, lowering the boom by Grant Nelson. That's going to hurt in the morning there. Grant Nelson pushes in the offhand directly in the chest of Cooper Flagg, who takes the charge. Turnover number 7 tonight for Alabama. That just sucked all the momentum away from Alabama. We got dudes wearing Pelican jerseys in the crowd right now. Looking for Cooper Flagg to join their team coming up in the NBA draft. Top of the key, 15 minutes left to go. Knipple with possession. Knipple floats up another lob to Malawach. Couldn't handle it properly that time. This ball tipped to the perimeter. Loose ball out of bounds. Who's got it? Possession now remains Duke. What a game. 54-46. Grant Nelson will check out. Duke will get the inbound. Knipple sends it off the Flagg at the right wing. Knipple has it back, dribbles up to the elbow. Knipple inside the key. Knipple bullies his way down low. Working on Sears. Goes up, missed it, got fouled off the knockdown. Now we'll stop the clock with 14:39. Yep, very hard to beat Duke when you got size, you got length, you got excellent defense, you got great finishing and shooting. Colin Knipple been excellent tonight in the scoring column. 13 points for him, 2 rebounds and 3 assists. First free throw is good. This is not the guy you want to send to the free throw line if you're Alabama. He shoots above 90% at the free throw line this year. Second free throw. Got it. 56-46. Right now, Alabama's in trouble. Another double deficit currently. Mark Sears dribbles towards his left around the perimeter. Slides it over to Holloway. Holloway, crossover at the elbow. Back to the wing. Drives on. Flag at the baseline. Kick out. Quarter. Youngblood. His three. Off the mark. No good. Offensive rebound controlled by Amarui. Sears pulls up from deep. Sears missed the three. Rebound controlled by Sion James for Duke. And Duke will slow it down. Approaching 14 minutes left to go. Alabama tossing up a lot of boulders tonight. Just 28% from the outside and 7 for 25. Sion James, 15 on the shot clock. Top of the key here for Duke. Sion James towards his right at the right wing. Bounce pass off the flag. 6 on the shot clock. Flag, a dribble, drive. Right down the lane inside. Blocked from behind by Amarui for Alabama. Alabama jumper mid-range. Youngblood connects on it. It's an 8-point game. Defense again translates into offense. Chris Youngblood with 10. It's just every single time Duke has shut down the door tonight. Sion James will slow it down once again. 8-point advantage. Playing basically a possession a minute almost. That's how Duke's taken Alabama out of the scoreboard here with just 48. Bounce pass from James off to Knipple. Knipple attacks at the low block. Knipple, fall away. Left it short off the rim. A long rebound controlled out of the pack here for Alabama. And Holloway takes a step back three. Missed off the rim. No good. A rebound controlled by Flag. Flag looks to push it. And now he will keep on attacking. Flag. Jumper, low block. Goes up, gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up here by Cooper Flag with 13 minutes left. It's very difficult once you get from behind to compete with this Duke team. This Duke team right now just keeps on closing the door against Alabama. Let's see if they're going to place this at the free throw line for Cooper Flag or off the inbounds, depending on this foul call here. I thought it was going to be 2 shots. Musa Diabate checks out right now for Alabama. No, they will not give him the 2 shots. This will be an inbound. Flag slips. Far side out of the play. Inbound goes to the big man instead with Gungba. Gungba hand off the Flag. Flag dribbles up to the free throw circle. Jumper. That's a wedgie. Cooper Flag shoots a wedgie as it gets stuck between the backboard and the rim. Possession arrow remains Duke. So Duke will have a new 20 here on the shot clock. Mason Gillis will check in to replace Cooper Flag. I mean, they'll take that right now for Duke, just wasting as much time as possible, just running down the clock to make sure that Alabama just doesn't keep on scoring here. Inbound goes to Gungba. Gungba backs his way inside the low post. Gungba feeling the physicality, goes up, gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up for Patrick Gungba. Alabama with number 22, Aiden Sherrill, the guilty party who picked up the shooting foul. Patrick Gungba. 2 shots here at the free throw line for Duke. First free throw is good. We got 300 plus watching right now. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate everybody for joining in tonight, being a part on the channel. Second free throw by Gungba. No good. Missed off the rim. This ball gets batted up in the air. Knipple taps it over to Foster. Out of bounds, though. Couldn't save it. Nine-point game. Alabama desperately needing to cut this lead. Stevenson sends it off to Holloway. Holloway slides it off to his left as Alabama attacks the paint. Bobble ball, lost it, turnover. Proctor came up with a steal. Duke here with numbers up the floor. They will slow it down, though. Foster dribbles up inside the key and got fouled. reach and foul charge to Alabama here. They're 5th in the half. Nobody in foul trouble, so nobody has 3 right now for personal fouls. 5 fouls by Alabama, 2 by Duke right now. Duke looking for the inbound, bounce pass underneath, it's easy for 2 by Knipple. Wide open there, great assist by Caleb Foster. 59-48, 12 minutes left to go remaining. Yeah, Alabama fell asleep off this inbound. But they score 160 total. Probably not, most likely. Yeah, probably not. This has been a slower paced game than anticipated. Duke keeps on taking the clock down as well. Alabama right now is in trouble. Duke's got just a solid defense stopping Alabama. Alabama just 37.5% shooting tonight. For the number 1 scoring team in the nation, limited to 48 right now with under 12 minutes left to play. A leaner inside the key going off the rim. And this will take us to the media timeouts. This was on a jump shot here. So Alabama, once we get back, they'll have 2 free throws with LeBaron Phelan. And not looking good here for the Roll Tide at the moment. 59-48. Running into just a mismatch with Duke, who has been a chainsaw ripping through this bracket. All right, we head over to the timeout. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well. Here is a quick word from my channel sponsor. This stream is sponsored by BetUS, where you can bet on the season sports action with BetUS. It's an A+ rated sports book, which has been running since 1994. It's available in all 50 U.S. states. With BetUS, you can bet on your favorite sports teams, players, and sporting events. And for new sports bettors, you go to the BetUS website. You'll receive a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits of up to $2,000. Use my BetUS channel link, which is posted in the description of the video and pinned into the chat to get started with BetUS. And you can also click the QR code at the bottom corner of the screen. BetUS features sports betting on multiple sports such as NBA basketball, college basketball, NFL football, NHL hockey, MLB baseball, international soccer, golf, tennis, NASCAR racing, and numerous other sports as well. BetUS has a prop builder where you can put together props for player props and team props, and then also has same game parlays and live sports betting during games. So check out my new sponsor here, BetUS. The link is in the description of the video, pinned into the chat to get started, and also QR code at the bottom corner of the screen. BetUS has been changing the game for over 30 years. All right. Right now, the timeout here, Carly. Thanks for joining in, Alex. Enjoy the rest of our night, man. Best of luck there for Lord of the Kings on the under 164 today. Dean taking Duke for this one. Let us know in the chat who you guys like here, Duke or Alabama. Right now, Duke leading the poll 59-41%. Just an inefficient game tonight for Alabama. 37.5%, 18 for 48 from the floor. Struggling from 3 at 27%, 7 for 26. Mark Sears, just 2 for 9 shooting, 5 points total in this game. The size of Duke posing a big issue for Alabama to score the ball and put it into the bucket tonight. Duke's got incredible balance. 4 guys in double figures right now. 17 points by Knipple, 10 by Kamat Malawach off multiple alley-oop jams, 10 by Cooper Flagg, 7 rebounds by Flagg, with 3 assists and a block, and then 10 by Proctor. Yes, I'm hoping to be back live covering both of the games tomorrow for the Elite 8. Final Four is more of a question mark for me next week. I've been writing post-game articles every Saturday for the sports information department for one of the colleges I work with, so it depends on when I get those articles done with. So Probably more so a question mark in the first Final Four game compared to the last one, because it takes quite a bit of time to write those articles, like 3-4 hours after my games finish up. So I'm not sure until probably the day of or so, when I go in that day, announce the games, and then the guy asks me if I'm willing to write the articles, and I'll never say no for the answer, because you don't do that or so, because I want an in for that position next year when they open it up, and I want to get into actual college athletics, into sports information. So it's always a good step for me to find that path right there to a full-time position to be working in athletics communications in the future. Jumper is good by Duke. They go up now 61-50 coming off the screen. That was Proctor who knocked down the 15-foot J. A lot of dribbling here by Alabama, tiptoeing the baseline. Nelson push outside to the perimeter off the Reed. Reed got fouled off the reach and charge to Duke. That's their 5th. Yep, and Duke's size really bothering Alabama. Yeah, we're going to see it a lot in the NBA playoffs, too. You guys know Peyton Pritchard, 6-footer for the Celtics. By the way, the Celtics are my favorite team. Celtics need to find an answer when they play the Thunder in the finals in June, because everybody's 6'5" or taller in the backcourt for OKC. Peyton Pritchard's 6 feet tall. Tonight, Mark Sears, 6'1", going up against the Duke roster where everybody's 6'5" on the floor, having a tough time making shots tonight with just 5. Missed 3 there by Alabama as Duke comes up with the basketball. Duke is shooting 14 percentage points higher than Alabama in this game. 51% shooting from the floor by Duke. Alabama, 37%. Proctor at the top of the key, slides over to his right to Gillis. A proven national championship player, played for Purdue last year alongside Zach Edey in the title game against UConn. Proctor, too easy, scores up and in off the glass for 2. Tied for the largest lead of the game right here. Here goes Alabama. The lob sent to Nelson wasn't turned the proper way. Corner 3, no good. Cooper Flagg with a great contest as it was missed at the corner by Phelan. Duke with a basketball. Duke will slow it down. Caleb Foster crosses midcourt right now for the Blue Devils. Foster at the top, hands it over to Flagg. Flagg towards his left around the perimeter. Flagg sends it on top here to Malawach. Over to his right to Foster. 8 in the shot clock. Coming around the screen, that's Proctor, but he sends it off the Flagg. 5 in the shot clock. Flagg takes it inside. Dish outside. Foster, catch and fire. 3. Missed off the back heel. No good. Rebound secured by Nelson. Under 10 minutes left to go right now. Alabama in trouble. Pull-up J from the parking lot. Missed by Sears. Offensive rebound right back to Reed. Kick out corner. 3. Good by Phelan. That's a big 3 there for the Roll Tide. 3 second chance points. 63-53, 9:40 left to go here. Duke will keep on junking down clock, slowing it down. They pick it up in the backcourt after a couple bounces. Duke takes up the floor, and a timeout gets burned by John Shire with 9:31 left to play. Duke keeps on shutting down the door. Double-digit lead up by 10. Alabama, number 1 offense in the nation, averaging 91 points per game, held to 53 with 9.5 minutes left. Hopefully you took the under in this game, because Duke just keeps on using clock. Alabama ain't pressuring them in the backcourt, and the time just keeps on ticking down. That's where we're at tonight. 63-53. That's only a combined 116. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. Just an efficient game by Duke. It's all about who can hit shots, who cannot. Got to play defense if you're Alabama. Duke lighting up Bama's defense, 51% shooting, 41% from 3 for Duke. Duke's only made 5 threes. They've only attempted 12 threes. Alabama's 8 for 30 tonight from 3 at 26.7%. Oh, wow, there we go. That's awesome. Yeah, Cornette's top 5 in the NBA in box plus minus this year. He's making that big of an impact this season. $121-111. Celtics beat the Spurs tonight. Tatum, double-double, 29 and 10. Wow, so Tatum's back. He played tonight. I thought he wouldn't be playing for like a week or so due to the ankle sprain. They put 7 guys in double figures tonight. That's very odd. Peyton Pritchard did not play. He just didn't play tonight? Huh. Wow, Drew Holiday, 21 points. Good game by him tonight. 5 made threes. Yeah, he played just 30 minutes tonight, it looks like, for Jaylen Brown. 14 points. Cornette got, wow, huge game by Cornette. Plus 21 on the floor. 15 points, 16 rebounds tonight. 7 for 10 shooting. Tatum at 29, 10, and 8. Peyton Pritchard didn't play. Like, they missed their 6th man of the year, and he still won by 10 points. (63-53) with 9:31 left. Duke in the backcourt gets the inbound. Crossing midcourt here with his Sion James. James has it at the top, dribbles towards his left, finds Flag at the top of the key. 15 on the shot clock. Flag moves it over to Proctor. Proctor bobbles at 12 on the shot clock. Tyrese Proctor lost the handle, turns it over. Alabama up the floor. Here goes Cooper Flag with a huge rejection. Not clean, though. According to the refs, it's a shooting foul. That's what heart and hustle is all about, though, in the number 1 projected pick in the 2025 NBA draft. Cooper Flag. So it looks like LeBaron Phelan's going to have a wide open slam dunk. Flag comes from behind and able to disrupt the play and force 2 free throws. Yes, I think this will be under 162. Alabama has not played their style game throughout the course of the night. And we're averaging around 3 points per minute in this game. I do not think we're going to get there tonight for the over. The style of this game is Duke. It hasn't been Alabama's style tonight. First free throw is good. This game can turn Alabama's style if they get the game within 5. They have been unable to do that throughout the entire second half. They got it all the way to 7, but unable to get the point range within 5. That certainly will not help as they missed the second free throw. Rebound control by Duke, which means that more time will go off the clock in a 30-second shot clock. We are still averaging 3 points per minute. That's an average of around 27 more points combined in this game for the next 9 minutes and under. At the right wing perimeter, Knipple dribbles towards his left inside the key. Knipple sends it back outside over to Flag. Moves it on top to Knipple. Knipple drives downhill to the rim. Knipple jump off down low. It's a slam dunk. Sion James for 2. There's 3 points within a minute. It's already down to 8:35 left to go in this game. Sion James with 6 right here. Nelson, a lot of time going off the clock. 20 in the shot clock here. Top of the key. Alabama unsure of what they're going to run. Trying to back their way inside the low post. Pivot move. Diabate blocked by Cooper Flag. Though it went above the cylinder, according to the refs, that's a goaltend. So 2 points on the board off a goaltend violation charge to Flag. Brock, thanks for joining in. Appreciate it for being a part of the stream. Donald, welcome in. Inbound for Duke, which means more time taken off the clock as they will slow down tempo, taking the shot clock deep and making a lot of shots deep in the shot clock here. Top of the key, Knipple. Knipple, 15 on the shot clock. Knipple dribbles up, spin cycle, 12 on the shot clock. Missed the layup as he blew it off the glass too strong. A rebound tracked down in the corner for Alabama. Alabama down by 9. They will slow it. Ooh, actually, no here. 8:03 left. Was there a foul on the floor, like away from the play? Still waiting for what this clock stoppage was here. Yeah, that's on Con Knipple. That was away from the play. So personal foul charged to Con Knipple away from the play. That's Duke's 7th. And this will send Alabama now into the bonus with 8:03 left. Free throw is good on the first one. So that is made by LeBaron Phelan. Second free throw is good. 65-58. This game has been the entire style for Duke. It can start to revert back to Alabama's style, though, if they're able to get this to a 5-point game all of a sudden. Malawach slides it over to his right. Alabama hasn't drawn one in 5 since the early going tonight. Top of the key, Sion James puts the ball into the hands to Cooper Flagg. 2 points by Duke in the last 3+ minutes. They gotta go. Here goes Flagg. Working on Sears. Bobble the ball in the corner. Flagg, baseline, jumper, leaner, got it! Cooper Flagg able to take one and make one at the baseline. 9-point lead by Duke. He's got 12 right now. Mark Sears slides it off to Nelson in the corner. Nelson towards his right, hand off to Diabate. Diabate drives on Flagg. Diabate missed over the cylinder, no good. Nelson off the glass, no good. Rebound ripped away by Knipple. Duke with possession. As we approach the 7-minute mark left to go in this game right now, the Blue Devils going to slow down tempo. 0 ties, 0 lead changes. Largest lead, Duke by 13. Alabama has never made it a 5-point game since the opening minute. Top of the key, Cooper Flagg. Flagg with 10 on the timer. Slides it off to Proctor. Proctor dribbles up. Proctor downhill to the rim. Dump off underneath. And the big fella shuts down the door with a two-handed flush. Come on, Malawach with a man jam right there. He's got 12. Sears attacking the paint. Duke picks up the foul, and Mark Sears going to head to the free throw line here on a bonus, shooting in a 1-on-1. This game is all Duke right now, folks. 11-point lead for the Blue Devils. Proctor got it stripped. Right place, right time with a big boy. And Kamana Malawach with 12 points on an efficient 6 for 7 shooting, with 5 of those shots tonight being slam dunks. What a game. So bonus is when a team picks up 7 fouls and they commit a personal foul. That means that the other team goes to the free throw line whenever they commit their next foul. And they shoot free throws, which is called a 1-and-1 bonus, from 7, 8, and 9 personal fouls that team commits. So if they commit 7, 8, or 9 personal fouls, they head to the free throw line for the 1-and-1 bonus. If they make the first free throw, that means they stay there and shoot a second free throw. If they miss the first free throw, it can get rebounded, and the other team has the chance to rebound the basketball, which means 0 points at the free throw line. And then once a team commits 10 personal fouls, that means that the other team goes into the double bonus, which means they're guaranteed 2 free throw shots the rest of the way in the half. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a game by Duke tonight here. Holding the fort against Alabama. 58 points by Alabama with just 6:39 left to go. Just getting locked up this entire game. Just an impressive clinic by Duke. Like, everybody talks about Cooper Flagg, all the offensive talent that they have on the team, but defensively, they are top 5 in the nation in defensive efficiency. They're the number 1 team in the nation in offensive efficiency, but they're top 5 in defensive efficiency. Just such great balance. 4 guys tonight in double figures for Duke. 17 by Knipple, 14 by Proctor, 12 by Flagg with 8 rebounds and 3 assists, 12 points by Malawach. Yeah, the size, the length, the wingspan at Duke, just too much for Alabama to handle. Mark Sears getting locked up like Peyton Pritchard in Game 7 of the NBA Finals in June 2025 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's what it looks like. You gotta find other X factors. Alabama, not enough firepower tonight with X factors. 16 by LeBaron Phelan, 10 points by Chris Youngblood. Sears just 2 for 9 shooting, 1 for 4 from 3, only 5 points. I do not think so. tonight for Alabama to have a chance in this game. Duke has shut down the door every single time. The last time that Alabama scored, had a 5-point margin of deficit in this game was in the opening minutes. So I do not sense a comeback tonight. The size, the length, the wingspan of these Duke players is way too much for Alabama to overcome, in my opinion. If Alabama can get this win in 5, then there's a chance. That's not going to help. Sears missed the free throw. Rebound control by Alabama. They were out of bounds with it. They turned it over. Duke basketball. Or no, check that. They took a timeout. Alabama took a timeout here. Looked like they were going to go right out of bounds. They were trapped at the baseline. So check that. Alabama took a timeout as they were stuck at the baseline. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, Jaron Stevenson, before he stepped out of bounds with that right foot, he got a time off in the squeak of time. Celtics Thunder in the finals, in my opinion. Nuggets rely a lot on Jokic, so they're going to have other guys to step up. The question mark there is Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., if they'll show up in the playoffs when it comes down to those big-time games. They were great 2 years ago, but I think just the depth of Denver, that's a question mark there. I think it's OKC's year. The question is, can they win it all? There's certain steps you have to take for OKC, and getting eliminated against the 5 seed in the conference semis. I feel like there's an additional step that they need to take. So I like the Celtics to win back-to-back championships this year. Alabama underneath their hoop, 19 on the shot clock. A lot of their shots have been forced down with under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Shot clock down to 12 right now. Alabama still with the ball as they attack. 10 on the shot clock. They missed the layup. Off the glass, too strong. Missed by Youngblood. Rebound control by Sion James. And Duke here will slow it down once again. By the time the next shot will be released for Duke, we're looking at 6 minutes remaining in this game right now. Cooper Flag at the top of the key. Bounce pass over to Knipple, bobbled it, and tied up with it. That's a bad possession there by Duke. Gives Alabama a chance. 6:06 remaining, and possession error Alabama. All right, so that's not what Duke anticipated. If you're Duke, you needed to attempt that shot with around 6 minutes remaining. You turned over the basketball with 6 seconds prior to that. So there's 6 extra seconds now for Alabama in this game for signs of hope. Alabama with possession, not pushing the ball up the floor, slowing it down. Sears moves on top over to Phelan. Gotta go for Alabama. They are slowing it down like a snail right now. Grant Nelson attacks the paint, puts up the shot, missed off the glass, no good. The size, the length, the wingspan of Kaman Malawach affecting that missed layup at the rim there by Grant Nelson. Duke will slow it down. Looking to attempt this shot around 5:25 left to go if you're the Blue Devils. Top of the key, Sion James. Outside over Flag. Flag gonna accelerate. Sees a gap between the defense. Passes behind his back off to James. James out fake. Puts up the shot. Goes up. Gets fouled with 5:29. 2 free throws coming up here for Duke. Yeah, there's no chance right now that Alabama's going to come back most likely. No chance. They just don't have any traction or momentum. %81 free throw shooter here. Sion James will shoot 2 free throws. First one's good. 12-point lead. Just the difference between a one-sided team, Alabama, number 1 in the country in points scored per game, number 356 in total defense. Duke, number 12 in the nation in points scored per game, number 6 in total defense. One team plays both sides of the floor, one team does not. Free throws were split there at the line by Sion James. 12-point game right now. As we're down to 5:25 left to go. Alabama with the possession. A lot of dribbling around the perimeter. Mark Sears, guarded by Malawach on the outside. Slides it off to his left. Shot clock down to 14 right now. Sears jacks up the 3 over Malawach. Off the back rim, no good. Duke controls the defensive rebound with Knipple. Got bumped into and fouled. That's number 7 charged to Alabama. And Duke will have free throws here to bonus. Yep, this game's over. This game's over. Hopefully you took the under tonight, because we're averaging around 3 or 4 points a minute, and we're down to 5:06 left. Con Knipple, not the guy you want to send to the free throw line if you're to roll tide. 91% free throw shooter. First one's good. I talked to my good friend on Friday via the phone. Got to see him today at Brian Scalabridi's team was playing the White Mamba Academy over in Portsmouth High. My good friend's brother, Chris Herron of the Boston Celtics, back in 2000, hosted the event. Talked to him on the phone on Friday about this game, and if Alabama stands a chance, he said no, they will not be able to replicate this once again, because you can't come out hit 25 threes against this Duke team. He's absolutely correct. He knows basketball better than anybody else around. He's one of the best players ever to come out of the New England region, ever in the history of sports. 4:43 left. Loose ball foul here, charge to Duke. Thanks so much, Jane in the stream. Appreciate you here for being a part of the channel. Alabama underneath. Gets the inbound. Inside the key, they back their way. Kick out corner. As they move it around the perimeter, Sears working on flag here, 101. 8 in the shot clock. Sears drives inside the key. Sears dish out to the corner, and they stepped out of bounds with it. It's an Alabama turnover. Yeah, they just haven't been able to get into the flow of the game. The game script has never been with them. They score around 90 points per game on average. They got 58 with 4.5 minutes left. I said it a couple minutes ago that this game was over. A 14-point game, that the game script has never been in their favor today. Duke is attempting a shot every 20-25 seconds, and they've got offensive rebounds too, or free throws to go along with it. 14 in the shot clock right now. Cooper Flag with possession. Down to 4:10 left to go. Flag slides it over to Knipple. Knipple dribbles up inside. Knipple lob over the top, deflected, intercepted. Here goes Alabama, going to make something out of this play. Sears at the wing, drives on Proctor, right baseline dribble. Sears called in the offensive foul. It's a turnover. Charge to Alabama, pushing off. Rattled throughout this entire game. Come back to my channel in June, watch Game 7 of the NBA Finals, when the Thunder lock up Peyton Pritchard. The Celtics going to have to find other ways to score the ball and win. That's been Mark Sears tonight, the total story of this game. 4 inches shorter than the smallest player on the court for Duke. Size, length, wingspan. Having some issues tonight for the top bucket getter on the team, Mark Sears. I think Florida is going to give Duke a battle in the national championship. So I would not compare Duke to last year's UConn, because UConn won every single game. They won 12 straight games going into this tournament by double digits. So I would not compare this Duke team to the previous 2 UConn games. Just no traction tonight for Alabama. 3:57 left to go. And hopefully you took the under in this one, because we're averaging around 3 or 4 points within a minute when the clock goes off. 4 guys in double figures for Duke. 19 by Knipple, 14 by Proctor, 12 by Flag, 12 by Malawach. Alabama led by 16 by Phelan, 10 points by Youngblood. Mark Sears only got himself 5 points. He's got the same amount of turnovers as points tonight. 5 points, 5 turnovers, 2 for 10 shooting, 1 for 5 from 3. Duke completely locked up Mark Sears tonight. 6'1" guard, 50-year senior out of Ohio, where he started his collegiate career. And getting locked up. Big difference, talent gap. A 50-year senior who started off in a mid-major in the MAC, going up against 5 stars here. That's NBA level, draft, lottery level prospects. There's a big difference between that. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. If you guys would like to be notified for future live streams, I'm hoping to be back live tomorrow covering both of those Elite 8 games as well. Duke's going to have a much different test next week if they can come out of this victorious. They're going to face either Houston or Tennessee, which is two of the top defenses in the nation. Now, both of those teams, they don't score like crazy. Houston's been efficient, though. Number 2 team in perimeter shooting this season going to the Houston Cougars. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver in attendance. That should be one heck of a battle. Houston and Duke head-to-head with one another in the Ken Palm efficiency rankings at 1 and 2. Florida's at 3. Auburn's at 4. Or I think Auburn's actually at 3. Florida's at 4 to Ken Palm efficiency rankings. And only one time we've seen all 1 seeds advance over to the Final Four. 14-point game, under 4 minutes left to go. This will be Duke possession coming up out of the timeout. Possession arrow the next time will also go to Duke as well. Sion James, Cooper Flag, Kaman Malawach, Tyrese Proctor. 5 on the floor currently for Duke. Duke in the backcourt. Alabama starts to play pressure defense. Duke crosses midcourt. Flag at the top of the key. 24 in the shot clock will slow it down. Duke looking to use time right now. Flag draws the reach and follow charge to Stevenson. He gave it with 3:45 left. That's their 9th for Alabama. Alabama held to 58 points tonight. Duke cutting up opponents. 53% tonight, 60% against Arizona shooting, 64% against Baylor. The first round, he shot the ball 50% against Mount St. Mary's, who's got a different identity compared to the other teams. A lot of those smaller conference schools, they play a lot more physical over there in the Mid-Atlantic area. It's out in Emmitsburg, Maryland. FDU, out of the NEC, upset Purdue because of their physicality a couple years ago. Both of the free throws good by Flag here. 3:45 left. Nine-zip run by Duke. Loose ball far side of the floor. Knipple pounces all over it. Proctor comes away with it now. Across the floor to Flag. 3.5 minutes remaining here. 16-point lead. Largest one in the game by Duke. Sion James outside of Proctor. Using clock here, Carly. 15 on the shot clock. Tyrese Proctor sends it on top to Flag. 10 in the timer. Flag stumbled off the dribble, kept the dribble alive though. Dribbles up to the elbow, inside the key. Flag, a leaner, got it. Yeah, I said it around the 6-minute mark. This game was over. Look what we got right now for a score. 18-point game. Alabama in trouble. 0 points in the last 5 minutes. Defense wins games, wins championships, and the number 1 team locked up. Mark Sears missed the jumper from 3 feet away. Couldn't connect on it. And Duke picks up the rebound as Alabama gives a personal foul. Double bonus time for the Blue Devils. The size, the length, the wingspan. Everybody who plays is 6'5" or taller. The difference maker. Cooper Flag back to the free throw line. It was a good run by Alabama. Spot on though in the pregame what I told you guys about Duke's size, Duke's length, Duke's just too big for Alabama to compete. 2 shots here by the big boy. Come on, Malawach. First free throw is good. 19-point lead by the Blue Devils. Just a clinic tonight, defensively. Yeah, that Mount St. Mary's game is the toughest game that Duke has had so far in this tournament in terms of efficiency. For them. All the other games they shot better than Mount St. Mary's, yet they cut up Mount St. Mary's for like a 94-49 win or so. Second free throw is good. 78-58. Largest lead tonight, up by 20 for Duke. Alabama hasn't scored a single point in the last 5 minutes. Duke commits a foul. Alabama in the 1-1. Just eventually, if you're a one-sided team, you're eventually going to run into somebody who plays just great offense, great defense. And it's two-sided teams that wins championships. This Duke team ranks number 12 in the country in points scored per game, number 6 in the country in fewest points allowed. That's why they're number 1 in offensive efficiency, number 4 in defensive efficiency. First free throw is good. Duke ran right with it. Two similar styles playing out against one another. One against Arizona, despite the foul trouble with them facing two teams that night on Thursday against Arizona, against the refs, able to pick up the 7-point win. Tonight, did it rather easily against Alabama here. Second free throw is missed. 2:40 left to go. Cooper Flagg pressured in the backcourt. Alabama decides to go with full court pressure with 4 minutes and under remaining. That's when he started it off. Sion James around the perimeter. James double teamed. Looking to get it away, and Duke will burn a timeout here. Down to 1 timeout remaining for the Blue Devils as we are down to 2:28 on the clock. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams on the channel. Wow, UConn. Yep, Paige Becker's dropped down to 40 today for a UConn woman. Uh, 78 and 59. Let's see. That's a no. No, it will not go above 160. No. We are averaging around 3 to 4 points a minute. Alabama hasn't scored in the last 5 minutes. Inbound goes to Duke. 78-59, besides a free throw. That's the only thing they got. Alabama deflects it, intercepts it right now. Out of the pack, here goes the Crimson Tide, and they get the layup. 78-61. Time coming off the clock. Some precious seconds here. Duke looking to get the inbound. They do with Flagg in the backcourt. As we approach the 2-minute mark left to go. Flagg gets it away. Stolen away by Grant Nelson. Surging up to the rim. He soars up and off the backboard. John Shire unhappy about the decision made by Cooper Flagg at a half-court pass. Down the floor as Nelson took it a pick 6. 1:53 left now. Alabama, some signs of life off that turnover. Still down by 15. Flagg cleanly gets it in that time to James. James double teamed and poked away out of bounds. That was close to another Duke turnover. 1:50 in the clock. Yep, that's going to be an all-out war. Both of these teams are also in double bonus right now. Alabama over the limit. Duke will have free throws here. That was not a clean poke away, so Knipple got fouled. And Knipple will shoot 2 shots here. Double, or no, it's number 14, Sion James, who shoots 2 shots. First one's good. Hey, thanks so much for joining in, Felix. Enjoy the rest of our night, man. 81% free throw shooter by Sion James this season. Free throw number 2 is good. 80-63 Duke. Minute 50 left to play. Alabama crosses midcourt. Phelan. Defended by Malawach at the top. Phelan, 20 on the shot clock. Phelan, a lot of dribbling. Down to 1:40 left to go. Makes the pass over to Sears. Sears weaves his way downhill. Forces up a runner. Misfired off the rim short. Rebound control by Sion James. And Duke back to slowing down tempo right now. Sears broke up the ball out of bounds off the pass by Flag, so this will stay Duke possession. I would say no to 160 plus. In the backcourt, Duke looking to inbound this. Minute 26 left to go. And we got Duke taking another timeout. So Duke will burn their final timeout. Alabama with 2 timeouts left. Back to the timeout slide. Really appreciate everybody for joining in tonight. If you're new on the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring the notification bell as well. Duke with just a lot of great balance tonight. 19 points by Con Knipple, 16 by Cooper Flag, 14 by Proctor, 14 by Malawach. Just all around, tremendous basketball here. Their entire starting 5, everybody recorded at least 5 rebounds. Some really just solid hoops here being displayed by Duke. Yeah, tough one for Alabama. Just a really, really challenging matchup going up against an elite defense. A lot of people don't talk about Duke's defense. All about the talent, all about the offense. But, I mean, the defense needs to be talked about for Duke. The size, the length, the wingspan. There's been some pretty poor defenses in the past. When we bring up the term defense in college basketball, we first turn to teams like Houston, Tennessee. And they'll play tomorrow. That's going to be an all-out war. We used to think about Virginia for years on those terms as well, alongside Houston and Tennessee when it came down to defense. For offense, not so much. For offense, we're looking at teams like Alabama, Florida. This Duke team is right with those teams. Duke, Arizona, Gonzaga, those are some of the top scoring teams in the nation. Arizona was 25th. Duke is 12th in points scored per game. But also you got to factor into account adjusted tempo. How many shot attempts per game? Alabama leads the country in adjusted tempo. Duke's doing it with all efficiency. Number 1, offense in adjusted efficiency. Number 4, defense per KenPom in adjusted defensive efficiency, putting them number 1 in the country in total efficiency. Proctor, swoosh. Got the 3 right there, the dagger. 20-point lead for the Blue Devils with 1 minute left to play. Mark Sears at the top, drives downhill, dump off underneath. Nelson throws it down with 55 ticks in the clock. Yeah, thanks so much all for joining in tonight. Appreciate you guys. Richard, Donald, Trey, Dean. Really appreciate everybody for joining in. Kuno on the stream. James, thanks for joining in tonight. I'm hoping to be back live tomorrow covering both of those Elite 8 games, Tennessee and Houston, and Michigan State taking on Auburn. It's let's see here what we got for the schedule. Tennessee, Houston at 2:20 Eastern Time. Michigan State, Auburn's the later game at 5:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We got 53.6 seconds left. Refs are looking at something at the monitor right here. Oh. Con Knipple tangled up with number 35 for Alabama, who went down with Darion Reed away from the play. So just awaiting what the call will be here on Knipple. Oh, that's on Reed, actually, according to the ref. So Con Knipple is going to head to the free throw line, and he'll attempt a free throw, it looks like. Oh, 2 shots he gets. Okay, 2 shots here. Hopefully this doesn't affect the over-under. In this final minute of the game, you'd think that this game would be done, that both of these teams would just stop scoring or so. But Knipple just buried the free throw. We got 84, 65, 149. Kind of getting close to the 160. So it's not over just yet, in case you guys bet. And what in the world? Why we got free throws here in a 20-point game right now? 85-65. This is 150 combined at the moment. 85-65. Final 50 seconds left to go. Alabama hoists up a three. That is well off the mark. No good. Flag. Controls the defensive rebound. Doesn't look like Alabama will foul here. 40 seconds left. They double team trap. Flag near side. Flag's going to have to get it away. He does, into the hands of Malawach. Clock ticking down. Alabama will not foul. Got a 16-second differential. Shot clock in game clock. Knipple. 5 in the shot clock. Knipple drives. Knipple inside. Follow a jumper for 2. Missed off the rim. No good. Malawach the offensive rebounds. And that is wise by Duke to not even go and shoot another shot again as the shot clock expires. And the game clock is about to expire as well in 5 seconds. Whole crowd on its feet. Here's the Duke Blue Devils. Advance to the Final Four. They pound Alabama 85-65. The final score. What a game by Duke. Massive, massive size advantage. And that played a critical role winning this game tonight here for Duke. They put 4 guys inside the starting 5 in double figures. Their 5th starter had 9 points, just a point shy from reaching double figures tonight. 21 points by Cod Knipple. He went perfect at the free throw line at 7 for 7 tonight. 17 points by Tyrese Proctor. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Cooper Flag. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block for Flag. 14 points by Kamad Malawach with 9 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and 2 blocks. Malawach had multiple alley-oop jams and slam dunks tonight for Duke. Just all around a tremendous game. Duke is shooting the cover off the ball 50% plus in all 4 games in the tournament so far. 53.6% tonight. 46% from 3, 86% at the free throw line. Just an all-out clinic tonight by Duke, limiting Alabama to shoot 35%, 25% from 3 in this game for the Crimson Tide. Mark Sears was stumped this entire game, finished with just 6 points on 2 for 12 shooting, coming off a 34-point game tonight, limited to just 6. Big, big game by Duke here. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining in, being a part in the stream for this one as the Blue Devils win by 20. And Duke will be moving on, Final Four, to take on the winner of Houston versus Tennessee tomorrow. Thanks for joining in, everybody. We're going to close out here to the channel members. All channel members get a shout-out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We got Jason, Bradley, Warren Kelly, I Am Ghost, the Nija Player, Asia, Ice Ice Baby, Katie Ogie, SGA Sports Talk Channel, Lonely Satellite, Michael, John, Norma, Jonathan, Guido, and Mark. Thanks for joining in, everybody. Appreciate you guys for stopping on by, being a part here tonight for this one. Duke going to the Final Four, 85-65, the final score. Thanks for joining in, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night here, folks.